Granny witches. Now these ain't your ordinary witches of fairy tales and hocus pocus. No, sir. These grannies were the backbone of a many a holler and a ridge, the keepers of old wisdom, and the healers of ill and sorrow. In the heart of the mountains, where the peaks reach for the heavens, and the hollers hold secrets older than time itself, there live women of mighty reputation, and even mightier know-how. These women, often called granny witches, were the stewards of ancient knowledge passed down through the generations, from mother to daughter, like a most precious heirloom. Now, a granny witch weren't no fanciful thing. She was as real as the dirt under your boots, and as necessary as a spring rain. When sickness took a hold of a body, it was to her door folks would knock. With hands as gentle as a summer breeze, she could brew teas and conjure up salves made from the roots and herbs found only in the wild mountains. She knew the secrets of the plants, the trees and the creatures that roam the woods, and she could read the signs of the earth like an open book. She could mix up a poultice to draw out a fever, soothe a nasty cough with wild honey and black cohosh, or ease body aches with a touch of willow bark. And it wasn't just the body she could heal, it was the spirit too. A granny witch had words soft as a lullaby to calm a troubled mind, or give hope when the night seemed too dark to bear. Childbirth was another matter where the granny witch's hands were a godsend. When a new life was pushing its way into the world, she was right there, midwifing the babe with a skill that put even the sharpest doctor to shame. She'd have been there through the whole family line, bringing life after life into the light of day, and whispering the first words a newborn would hear. Being a granny witch wasn't no easy task. It took a heart strong enough to see life come and go, to nurse the dying and greet a newborn. It took a spirit fierce as a mountain cat and as soft as a newborn skin. She was respected, feared some, but loved most of all. She was a thread that sewed the community tight. Now these grannies, they clung to the old ways like a tree clings to the earth. They were the keepers of stories and songs, of dances and rituals that the New World had all but forgotten. They remembered the old country, the one their ancestors left behind, and they kept it alive in their words and deeds. They knew the value of a spoken promise and the weight of a kept secret. Folks would often turn to them when the law or the church couldn't give them what they needed, whether it was a remedy for crops of failing, a charm to find lost love, or a prayer to keep the home safe. The granny witch was there, a beacon of tradition in an ever-changing world. She was the bridge between the old and the new, a living testament to the strength of those mountain folk. She held her head high, knowing she carried on the work of those who come before. And she taught those coming after how to walk the line between the seen and the unseen, the known and the mysterious. She was a guardian of the community. Her wisdom sought in times of strife and celebration alike. When feuds threatened to tear folk apart, she'd be there to mediate, with words honed by years of experience. And when the hollers echoed with the sound of fiddles and the stomp of dancing feet, you can bet she was there too, her eyes twinkling with joy and her laughter mingling with the music. But don't you go thinking the granny witch was some kind of saint. She was as human as the rest of us, with a temper that could flare like a summer storm if you crossed her wrong. And yet, her love for her people, and for the mountains that crave them all, shone through every deed. Years rolled on like the endless ridges of those peaks, and the modern world encroached over the hollers. The young folks started leaving, looking for easier lives in the cities, and the old ways began to fade, like the mist rising off the creeks at dawn. The Granny Witch was more than just a healer or a midwife. She was a symbol of resilience, and a living connection to the past, and a reminder that no matter how fast the world moved, there was power in slow and steady rhythm of mountain life. As the years pass, and the modern age tries to soothe out the rough edges of those mountains, the legend of the Granny Witch endures. It's in the way the people care for one another, in the wild herbs still growing in the creek beds, and in the quiet wisdom that whispers through the leaves of them ancient forest. It's a testament to the strength of those who know that true healing comes from the earth, the community, and the heart. That's the essence of the Granny Witch, a force of nature, a keeper of the flame, and an eternal guide through the trials and tribulations of this winding mountain life. And that, my friends, is a tale worth telling, worth remembering, as long as the mountains stand and the rivers run.